So the Toyko Game Show is a convention held in Japan every year in September. This year, Nintendo dropped 2 more bits of goodness. Oh my goodness. So in today's video, I'm going to be analyzing the trailer, the second trailer that was released, but I will also be doing an analysis of the gameplay, and that should be up by either today or tomorrow. But for this video, I will be focusing solely on the trailer. Let's play the trailer. I got stuff to tell you guys. Okay. Let's play the trailer. I'm gonna take a break and calm down, and I'm gonna come back, okay?
Well, Link, you've grown since I last saw you, and yet you have not changed. I would like to be fully prepared. Learning new ways to fight foes might do me some good.
So that's why it's a good thing it's gonna be us! Well, it's just Varudania is in a difficult spot right now. Sticks! Not bad! Come on! Death Mountain won't climb itself!
No longer, I say. I will pilot this divine beast. I hope you're not hurt, little bird.
Rito Village is my home. While I'm here, you won't be getting any closer. You didn't stand a chance. I suppose the time has finally come to reveal Farm Meadow's divine power!
You have all that is needed to face whatever destiny awaits. Hyrule's fate is in your hands.
So we got a lot to talk about here. First, let's start off with the castle, which I thought was Hyrule Castle at first, but I took a closer look and it actually wasn't Hyrule Castle. It's actually located in the Akkala region of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. More specifically in the Akkala Citadel ruins. I actually have footage where I tried to replicate as much as I could the actual buildings on fire. So what's actually there, I think, is a stronghold. It seems to be attacked already by Ganon. And we also see guardians, broken guardians. You can see dead guardians all around that citadel, by the way, which definitely means that there was some type of war going on there. But quick note, I can't tell you how cool it is to warp to Akkala Tower and seeing all of the remnants of what happened in Age of Calamity. Like, I was walking around in the post-war of Age of Calamity. I just reached a whole new level of, oh my gosh, I love this game. So next we see what I assume is dark fog, but I think this is a metaphor as in Ganon's darkness, because throughout this trailer you can see each one of the divine beasts being shrouded in this darkness. So this is Ganon's reach towards these divine beasts, and you can see here that it's dispersing everywhere. So now this is the part of the trailer where pretty much all the companions unite. Right? That's the name of the trailer. Champions unite. Okay, so next is the route. Now, if you haven't noticed, Link, Zelda, and Impa can be seen in the scene together, and also a mini guardian. Now, as for Impa and the mini guardian, I won't get into too much detail about these characters right now, but I will get into more detail about them in the gameplay video. Now, Daruk does say something during this scene that's somewhat interesting, and I'll come back to this shortly. But also something to mention, Daruk is using stasis. Now if you guys remember in the last trailer, Zelda was using stasis, but I don't really see the Sheikah Slate on Daruk, which is really strange. So he's able to use stasis without the Sheikah Slate. Very interesting. Now, as a side note, and something to keep in mind, we may have to just chalk this up to not being canon, as I'm sure there's going to be other details in Age of Calamity that's also not canon. So this small detail can probably be overlooked if we acknowledge that. And then we move on to Urbosa. Now this is where it gets kind of crazy. Now we see Urbosa standing right next to Von Boris. It made me wonder, what were the Divine Beasts doing before Zelda and the rest of them start recruiting these champions? Now we know from Breath of the Wild that the Sheikah actually buried the Divine Beasts, as the civilians of Hyrule were fearful of these mechanical beasts. Then several years later, these Divine Beasts were dug up. We even see cutscenes of Sheikah digging up the Divine Beasts. But again, it makes me wonder, between the Divine Beasts being dug up and the champions finding them, what were they doing before this? That's just like a small thing. But then I also start thinking about the other Divine Beasts, like Von Redania. In the previous scene, Daruk actually mentioned something that made me question this even more. He said it's just Von Redania is in a difficult spot right now. What does he mean by in a difficult spot right now? Now, to me this seems like a quest that we have to go on with Daruk to save Von Redania. And I'm assuming monsters have taken control or have trapped Von Redania in some way that prevents the Divine Beasts from escaping. So I'm assuming that means that these Divine Beasts are either inactive before the champions assume control of them, like a Sheikah Tower in Breath of the Wild, before you activate it with your Sheikah Slate, or they are walking, crawling, flying around, patrolling the area and protecting their village. But then again, I'm not really sure. If you guys have any idea of what the Divine Beasts were doing before the champions took control of them, let me know in the comment section. Another scene in this trailer that caught my attention was Link standing in front of the Deku Tree of Zelda. You can see that he's holding what seems to be the Master Sword, but I will mention earlier in this trailer, he wasn't using the Master Sword, he was using something else. But we also saw from one of the memories in Breath of the Wild that the Master Sword was so chewed up and torn apart. So whatever happened to Link's Master Sword during the Calamity really took a toll on it. Now the interesting thing about this next scene is we can see that the champions are actually wearing the blue garbs, which means this scene has taken place after King Rome has knighted them. And also, as a small other note, this pedestal or place that they're actually standing in, it seems like the same location where the final memory cutscene took place in Breath of the Wild. We can tell because the design of the columns in the final memory cutscene compared to this trailer is very similar. But there are also other similarities, like the royal garbs that they have on in both cutscenes, but also the lighting from both cutscenes. But that actually takes me to the next thing I'd like to talk about, which is really cool. Now, I forgot to mention about this in my last video about the previous trailer. Now, the lighting of this scene is interesting, but we also see the same lighting from other scenes within this trailer, like the scene where the champions assemble and draw their weapons. We hear the boom from the Guardian. This small scene where Zelda is waving her arm, especially in the background you can see it. And of course during the gigantic panning shot during what seems to be the roar. What's really cool is you can also see the same color sky in the previous trailer, especially when Calamity Ganon starts to show up. Now why do I bring this up? Well, the yellow sky actually signifies the beginning of the Calamity. And this is definitely apparent in the previous trailer, where the sky is even more present just behind Calamity Ganon. Now, this is right before Calamity Ganon appears. It seems like when Calamity Ganon actually appears, the sky is completely red, with the blood moon being super present. So if you ever are curious within one of these trailers, when do some of these scenes take place, pay attention to the sky because it might actually tell you that that scene took place right before the war and before Calamity Ganon appears. So that's a cool thing I didn't really notice when I first saw the trailer, or the trailer before this. But that's pretty much it for now for this analysis and breakdown. Okay, and a quick reminder, so my analysis and thoughts on the gameplay will be coming out either today or tomorrow, but for the people in the future, I'll have this linked in the top right and also in the description of this video. I really thought this trailer didn't really show much that the first trailer did, but now when I look much closer into this, I see so many more things that I did not see before. I am super excited for the game. I hope you guys are too. But that's pretty much it for now, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button as it helps this video and channel out. Also, consider subscribing as I'll be doing more Zelda content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.